Hello friends, Chad Turnbull from Novella Farm. This is the third video in a series we're doing on our feed program, and today we're talking about goat feed. So let's get into it. Question for you. What would a Nigerian dwarf goat eat in the wild? Would it find a patch of grass to graze like a sheep? Would it move through a forest browsing like a deer? What do you think? It's a bit of a trick question because there are no wild Nigerian dwarf goats in the United States. And I point that out to make this point. We have engineered, in essence, this goat to be what it is. And so we need to feed it in the way that we have essentially designed for it to take in feed, which is to say that a goat needs more than just hay or grazing and water. It needs to be fed grain or commercial feed. And it does for a couple of reasons. One, it's because it needs the calories that come with the additional feed. It needs the phosphorus, calcium balancing that come with that. It needs the additional minerals that keep it in the kind of health and condition that allow it also to produce the milk output that we ask of them. These are little production dairy goats, and so they need those calories and those minerals to really thrive. There's also a second reason that feeding grain or commercial feed for your goats is a great idea, and that is it creates a daily health check. When you put out feed for your goats, if one of them doesn't come, because they always come eat, if one of them doesn't come eat, then you know something's off. And so it also allows you to do a health check in addition to giving it the nutrition that it needs as well. And so it's hugely valuable as a part of a feed program to give grain, commercial feed, as part of your program. Now, what is it that we feed? Well, I'll go show you. The options for goat feed can understandably be a bit overwhelming. There are commercially produced feeds, there are feed mills that'll mix your feed custom for you, there are sweet feeds and medicated feeds and specialty feeds, different amounts of protein. And so it's understandable that we would have a difficult time deciding what to feed our goats. For us, we keep it simple. We have one kind of feed that we use as the base ration for everybody. It's a commercially produced feed because we don't live near a feed mill. We farm in the suburbs, but we also like the commercially produced feed because we like the data and research that we can lean into as part of our feed program. We made sure it had what it needed for the bucks, particularly sensitive about their urinary calci. Don't want them to get stones. Maybe that's because I had a kidney stone once and it hurt like the dickens, and so I identify, but we make sure that it has what they need. We don't use a medicated feed because I figured out a better way to do coccidia prevention, and I can't keep track of the milkers get this and the kids get that. And again, so it's simple. We use this Nutrina Show Edge goat feed. We've used it for a couple years and have been happy with it. Our goats really took a turn for the better when we switched to this feed. And to be honest, I don't really remember now how it is that we landed on this one. I'm sure it went something like, I text Sunny at Flat Rock Farm and say, these are the feeds I can buy. Which one do you think looks best? She says, send me pictures of the tags. I send her the tags and she said, go with this one. I think it's got the best options for your situation. If I've got a goat that I think that needs to bring up condition, needs to add a little more condition, then I'll mix in something like this Purina Amplify high fat feed into what they get. And I keep a bag of Calf Manna, a very high protein feed, by the milk stand, and I just toss in some of that for them, both because it has a higher amount of protein, will help them up their production, and also because they think it's fun and a treat. But it's nice, it's simple, it's one kind of feed for everybody, and we've been happy with that as part of our program. We feed everybody twice a day except adult bucks and adult dry does. They can just get once a day. I like to feed in these Premier One troughs because I'm happy with their durability. I like the way that I can spread out the feed. They're easy to clean. Premier One will tell you that the goats can't step in them because of the rounded shape. That's just simply not true. They like to get in them and anticipate where I'm gonna put the feed each time I feed, which makes for a bit of a challenge and sometimes a game that we play. We aren't stingy with our feed either. I know some successful dairy goat breeders that actually give grain or goat feed free choice, and we're not there, but we certainly give plenty. Bottom line is feed your goats. The extra calories just only do good things in terms of extra production. If you get one that starts to look over-conditioned, then you can address that, obviously. But what we've found is, as we put in more feed, as we give them more energy and fuel, they respond really positively with better health, better body condition, and more milk. So what about you? What do you feed that you're really happy with? What do you feel like I'm missing that would benefit us? I'd love to know that. Send us a comment, email, anything. We'd love to hear from you. And I'll see you next time.